been feeling for a while that some things just need to change about how I'm budgeting and what my overall routine is completely when it comes to budgeting and managing my finances. I've been budgeting by paycheck for a very long time, and while I like the method, I think it's given me a bit of tunnel vision. I tried switching back to monthly budgeting at the start of this channel, and it just immediately did not work for me. So I don't think the answer is that I need to move away from paycheck budgeting. I think sitting down and budgeting every single paycheck is a great idea, but I just think I need to add a few more steps to my routine. I think I need a bigger overall monthly picture. I just think I need to add something else to my system in order to get a better grip of my finances. Now, when it comes to any type of software or program that you pay money for, I've been very hesitant to do things like that, but when it came to the features that I was looking for, most of them you needed the paid version. So I am about to start my YNAB journey. YNAB stands for You Need a Budget, and it's a very popular budgeting app. This has been around for a while. I've been reading a lot of reviews on it and breakdowns of how the whole system works. And I think that it's really something that would suit my needs. Now, some of those reasons are kind of simplistic. So I find it to be organized and visually appealing, for example. The biggest reason I went with YNAB is because even though it is a paid service, you get a 34-day free trial. So I can go through an entire month plus a couple of days to decide if I want to pay the annual fee, which boils down to about $9 a month, which is not terrible. Main thing for me is I don't want to go over $15 a month, so that's still within the budget I was looking for. But I was amazed that a lot of the other systems I considered did not offer a free trial. And I just feel like, you're talking to people who are struggling with their finances and want to save money. Let them try the product to see if they want to utilize it. So that was definitely a big deal for me in terms of making this decision. Another thing is that the YNAB system is basically designed to set you up to start working on your expenses for the next month. That has definitely been an area of struggle for me, definitely an area in which I need to improve. I'm a little curious to see how this will work for me because I don't exactly do zero-based budgeting. The reason I don't believe in zero-based budgeting is because there's always going to be something that comes up from time to time. I don't care how organized you are, how good you are at planning ahead, there are going to be things that happen unexpectedly. So I personally like to have a little bit of extra money each month for that. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't use a system like this because you could always allocate whatever you have left over to a miscellaneous category or something like that. I also want to update my budgeting categories. So I've looked over kind of my paycheck budgets and how I would break down a monthly budget. Just to kind of prepare for this. And I think I could really use more specific budgeting categories. Obviously, I do budgeting and I pay attention to my categories and I review everything. I have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it. So it's not like I don't take that seriously. But my system of just paycheck budgets is just really not working. I just get so caught up in worrying about what I'm going to do with this particular paycheck that I forget, what's coming up this month or something I took care of earlier in the month that I don't normally have to pay for. Those are the kind of issues that I really want to change with a whole new system. So I'll be setting up YNAB. I'll be going into that every single month before the month starts and assigning all of my money. And then I will be also going through the paycheck budgets that you occasionally see me film and upload on here. Another reason I'm doing this is because I've been using Spending Tracker, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you want something super basic and super simple and straightforward, where you can literally just put in your income and expenses and get the breakdown of that, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's not bad. But I do think I'm at a point where I am tired of having to write down every single expense and go enter every single expense. I don't mind doing the paycheck budgets. I don't mind writing everything down there. That's fine because that's already part of what I'm doing. But I don't also want to have to go type everything. I've always been a bit paranoid about giving my bank information to any type of system. That's honestly a reason I haven't really looked into something like this sooner. But I feel that I'm not utilizing my time spent thinking about money very well. So that's really what this boils down to. Like I said, I have a whole YouTube channel that's all about how I handle my finances and how I budget and all of that. So it's not like I never sit down and budget or think about money or think about how I'm handling it. But ultimately, I'm just not doing a very good job of getting more analytical with it. So that's really what I'm hoping to get for YNAB. If I take into account all of the time I'm already spending to sit down and do budgets, sit down and review everything, sit down and go over everything, analyze the results, it's probably going to take the same amount of time to switch to YNAB and add that to my system. I don't mind a financial strategy that is time consuming. What I mind is a financial strategy that is time consuming and doesn't give me results. So based on what I've learned about the program so far, once I have everything set up and my account hooked up and I've kind of perfected my categories and all of that, I plan to sit down in YNAB at the start of every month and make sure that everything is assigned, make sure everything's planned out. Then I will go through and do my actual paycheck budgets. And I plan to review about once a week to kind of see where I'm at. I can't wait to start my YNAB journey. I do think there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve as I get used to this new software, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. Whenever I do a budgeting video, it will most likely be the paper paycheck budgets that you have seen on my channel before. I may do some YNAB budgeting videos as well at some point. So if you guys want to see that on the channel, let me know.